Welcome to the complete collection of Scottie Pippen's greatest stories told by NBA players and legends. I won't keep you waiting. All that I'll ask is that these videos do take a long time to edit, so I greatly appreciate if you guys could hit that like button. Let's aim for 1,000 likes for the next episode. Comment down below which player you would like to see next, and if you enjoy these types of videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, welcome to the complete collection of Scottie Pippen's greatest stories told by NBA players and legends.
Please tell me about that story behind the moment when you're on the court, you're trash talking back and forth with Scottie Pippen after he dunks on Patrick Ewing. Do you feel that was your most disrespectful dunk?
Yes, I definitely do.
Myers for Pippen. Oh, baseball! Scottie Pippen in the face of Patrick Ewing, who did not appreciate it.
Here's the situation.
You weren't much of a talker, but there were a couple of instances in your career that are really memorable.
I had some moments where I was able to stand on a few people's head, step over, whatever.
But then you talked to Spike Lee afterward. What were y'all talking about?
I never ever had any in a player with an athlete before like that, ever.
I remember that dunk. I think I was so frustrated to play before that I didn't get fouled. I remember I felt like I could touch the roof, and I just sort of felt that falling and deep back the grab. And I didn't do anything. I mean, it looks worse than what it is. I just tried to release his arm so his momentum would just let him fall back, so he wouldn't pull me down. My momentum was still coming towards him, and I ended up sort of just walking all on top of him.
That was beyond the ref to call a tech because that was taunting the way he stood over Patrick.
I said something that I wouldn't want to repeat there. But if you can get a professional lip reader, maybe she can figure it out.
Ewing is set. Scottie is set. It's like, okay, let's take the elevator up. Ewing goes to the 10th floor, Scottie went to the 11th. That's it.
What stands out most in my mind about that is that Pippen just steps over Ewing, and this really symbolized that entire period of a series of magnificent games between the Bulls and the Knicks, who really detested each other.
Scottie kind of throws him to the ground a little bit. And it's almost like down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. That's what everyone at home was saying. Down goes Ewing. Down goes Ewing. And Scottie knew exactly what he was doing too. Because to stand over him and look at him, in basketball, that's the worst thing you can do. That's not nice, man. It's not a nice thing.
It was kind of that little moment where Spike kind of like, he wasn't my hero then.
That's a technical foul. It's like Ali is standing over listening. You can't do that.
And still, Patrick Ewing, do not speak to me because of that dunk.
You got it right. Did you have that recorded?
No, I didn't have that in there.
There's still
Put that in the next edition.
See, Patrick Ewing would not pick you for his All-Star team if that ever came
He
up.
won't speak to me, but he'll kind of walk up and give me a little punch in the side. My hero for a long time, like the Knicks sidelines and things. But when he came into my house and was talking trash, I just told him, take a seat.
Take a seat.
All right, step back, please, step back. Hey, let's go, baby. This is the war. Let's do this. We got to jump out of the block quick and be smart on the offense. What time is it?
Can you tell me a little bit about Scottie Pippen and how that whole relationship evolved and how you pushed Scottie Pippen?
Well, not just push Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen pushed me. And it was this big brother, little brother scenario.
Scottie Pippen, who was the second most important person in providing a dynasty in one of the greatest sporting runs that has ever happened, that brought joy to millions and millions of people.
In all the videos, you never just saw me. You saw Scottie Pippen. Every championship I won. I knew the hard work that it took to get to that level. And if you wanted to get from point A to point B to point Z, then I'm gonna have to
Scottie Pippen looks back on those years primarily with bitterness. You could see it. You could see it in his face. You could hear it in his voice.
Watching you and Michael on the court, it looked like two best friends out there just crushing everybody. What was your relationship like off the court? It wasn't what you saw on the court. We always will have that respect for each other, but our friendship is not where people see it on TV think it is. Do you think that Michael Jordan would be as successful without you? No. But I don't think I would be successful without him. I think we both complemented each other in a lot of different ways. And we kind of competed and pushed each other to be great.
To have been a part of something that special and to have been as integral to it as he was, and to not look back on it in a joyous way, it makes me sad.
The stuff he said about Michael Phil Jackson, I think if you've won 6 championships together, there's a bond there. I mean, you didn't win one lucky championship. You won 6.
As Michael, Scottie, Phil, and Jerry Krause were the only people who were there for all 6 of those championships.
Hypothetically, if you won 1 championship, there's guys on the team you probably not that close with. Somebody got traded there for the year, or they got traded out to it. But if you win 6 championships together, like I said, I don't know, but there's got to be a special bond. There's got to be a special bond. I mean, that's an amazing accomplishment. And for you to trash the greatest player ever, in my opinion, I know Michael ain't never gonna forgive me.
Of course, it was all about Michael first and foremost. He's the greatest ever. But Scottie Pippen, I think, feels as though he's remembered more for being Jordan's sidekick than he is for being remembered as a genuinely great all-time player in his own right.
I always admired Scottie Pippen in his game and appreciated him. And then I thought about something. He's the most disrespected all-time great player in any sport that any game has seen.
Interesting. Is the most disrespected superstar ever, and there's a part of me that sort of thinks that.
It's not even close. Michael Jordan didn't win any championships without Scottie Pippen. But let me tell you why the public gets to denounce the role of Scottie Pippen. 2 reasons. 1, we always want to give the best player all of the credit.
Of course. Like, I think younger generations of basketball fans, I'll use, my son as an example. He's 18 years old. He knows everything there is to know about Michael Jordan, and he knows Scottie Pippen was a really good player who played with him. If you're not old enough to have seen it, then maybe you don't realize it, and maybe history hasn't done a good enough job of telling Scottie's story. And The Last Dance was Michael's telling of that story.
And Michael Jordan is the best player, not of all time. So we're gonna give him all the credit. Like, when you look back at those championship runs, and this is the beautiest thing I wanted to show you. He doesn't have like these signature moments. It was on him when MJ left to play the MVP level, lead the team. They got a bad call against the Knicks, or they would have advanced a lot further.
But that's the kick it back out. James to the line. Foul with 2.1 left. He cannot believe it. Wow. First of all, on Chicago to play the ball. Now right there from our angle, how can we tell? I mean, it's impossible. Scottie Pippen did not think that he fouled. Phil Jackson did not think.
Here we go. When you look at Michael Jordan, the most success in the playoffs, pre-Scottie Pippen, and then you look at post-Scottie Pippen, look at that. You see that win-loss record there, Jay? Was that 1 win without Scottie in the playoffs?
With 3 championship rings, a gold medal, and 3 All-Star selections, Scottie had seemed to leave the shadow of obscurity far behind him. But no matter how much he achieved, he found himself constantly eclipsed by his more famous teammate.
The years that I've played alongside Michael have definitely been years that I've, to some degree, been overshadowed. People have said I'm not all-star, I'm just riding Michael's hotel.
But just prior to the 94 season, all that suddenly changed when Jordan stunningly would announce his retirement.
This was an opportunity with Michael's departure for me to really step forward and show some leadership.
He has been unstoppable. An MVP performance by Pippen. Beautiful jump hook.
Pippen would make the most of his opportunity, leading his team to 55 wins and an All-Star MVP. Finally, he was well on his way to garnering the recognition he deserved.
You know, I think when Michael got a chance to retire, you got a chance to see Scottie Pippen's offensive game.
There was a period of time where the world recognized the greatness of Michael Jordan and questioned if that greatness could now translate to winning.
Michael, and this is, I don't mean this as in disrespect, but Michael is always the hero of his story, and he deserves to be. He was the best player ever. But then I will say, so I looked up, so ESPN did a list of the top players in history. It came out in 2020, so it's not that long ago, of the greatest players ever, the top 100 players in NBA history, and I thought to myself, where did we put Scottie? I couldn't remember where we put Scottie. As it turns out, we put Scottie at number 21. I think that's pretty good. I think that's about right. 21st in the list of all-time greats. You're talking about in the whole history of basketball, we're only saying 20 players were better.
He had all of the tools. Was he the best at one of them? Possibly not. But there's no one in the league that could say they had every tool that he had.
I saw every second of this. I think he was better. He was immediately behind names like Kevin Garnett, Moses Malone, and Jerry West. And we could quibble over Scottie versus KG, but overall, what I'm trying to say is I think it's a very fair place to put him. So at least the authoritative history of this stuff, I think his place is being appreciated. I think that what's happened is, in a social media world, which is dominated primarily by younger people who are not old enough to have seen him play, I don't think people give Scottie his due.
Did you three guys believe that Scottie was portrayed accurately? Because friends of mine who are friends with Scottie from the Chicago area have talked to him, and he said, "No, I think it was bullshit how I was portrayed." Do you guys believe Scottie was portrayed fairly and accurate?
You know, for me, I was, and I'm still kind of upset about it because I know the type of brother that Scottie is. So for me, I didn't like how he was portrayed, and I felt like, you know, it was I don't understand the reasoning behind it. I'm still trying to figure that out. That, you know, without Scottie, MJ would not have won.
You know, Scottie, I think Scottie's got a big heart. Scottie, you know, when I first got to the Bulls, he wasn't a great shooter, skinny, extraordinarily talented. So everything he had, he worked for. Like I said, it was one man's show, and that's what they saw. But that's not really reality.
Horace,
it was straight up bullshit how they portrayed Scottie. That documentary, they called him, well, MJ called him selfish. That's some BS. That's straight up BS. If it wasn't for Scottie Pippen, there would be no sixth championship. I'm telling you right now, guys. I mean, the first championship, I think MJ got in foul trouble against the Lakers and Magic. Who came to the rescue? Number 33, Scottie Pippen.
Putting Pippen on Magic Johnson rather than Michael Jordan.
Magic Johnson's the greatest point guard I've ever seen. And Scottie Pippen was picking Magic Johnson up full court. Nobody did that.
Scottie accepted that challenge, and I knew what Scottie was going to do. I see it in practice all the time. He gets up in your face and he harasses you, and Pip never let him get started.
Scottie Pippen was in a tremendous job in the seventh against Magic.
Going into the Lakers series, Michael had picked up 2 fouls early, and so it became necessary.
I knew that I could cause him a lot of problems. I watched Magic my whole career and even before my career, so I knew the solid player he was, and I knew what I could do to prohibit him from being as effective on the basketball court as he had been throughout his career.
Scottie gave me some problems, and it made it a little tougher for us to get into our offense. And so it was a smart move on their side.
Michael then was able to gamble a little bit of time to get the passing lane, so he found a little thing that really disrupted the tempo.
And sure enough, they just dominated from then on.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
Scottie Pippen.
I don't think people recognize just how great he was, and that he was historically much, much better than just the second best player on Michael Jordan's teams.
There was a famous clip of Kobe watching you. He didn't watch you dribble. He didn't watch you do anything. He just watched your foot speed over and over and over.
If I'm a young player coming into the league today, I would really focus on the defensive end of the floor and look at Scottie Pippen. I mean, this guy was a genius.
It's crazy, man. I love Scottie Pippen, bro.
Really?
Yeah, Scottie was like the shit. Like, I mean, obviously MJ was crazy, but like Scottie Pippen and Penny Hardaway was like my two, because I seen myself in them.
Going in, I'm looking to go in and play probably the 3 position, but someday I want to be able to work my way into the point guard position.
See, Scottie is such an unselfish player. He's the greatest all-around player in the NBA right now, and
Really?
oh, he's absolutely terrific. People get a chance to watch him every night.
But I mean, compared to Jordan,
Michael's a terrific player. I'm not taking anything away from Michael, but Scottie is a rebounder, as a passer, as a defender, and as, the whole complete package.
Ball pressure, playing passing lanes, blocking shots, taking charges, and he played with a passion on the defensive end of the floor. Like, no, this is the most exciting part of the game to me.
Kobe really idolized the way that I played the game, the way that I defended, and a lot of it he started to call me after I retired and to ask questions about different situations, how you would guard certain people, what kind of footwork would you do this.
that was a big challenge for me. When I first came in at 18, 19 years old, was playing the post defense, because I never had to do it.
Good job of it. Ball away, 10-footer's good.
That whole summer, I just studied it, and didn't become good at it. I wanted it to become a strength. The teams were afraid to post me up, because I might knock the ball loose or create a turnover situation. So that's something I had to study.
Picking your brain to enhance his ability out on the basketball court.
Scottie knows what's coming right now. It is unbelievable. We're all around this guy covered. Here, down, there.
Like, I saw myself in Pippen getting everybody involved, defending all type of positions.
He's that rare guy who can literally do everything. He's our point guard, unbelievable defender, he's a great rebounder. He's got every skill imaginable.
He's a complete player, the best versatile all-around player in the game today.
Scottie wanted to play everybody, and he did play everybody. And one thing great about him, he could play all the positions.
There's a lot of things out there in the basketball court that is terrific, and he can lead a team very well, and he can get 10, 12 points and 10 assists and 10 rebounds and really be the determining factor.
Tall guard, point forward.
It wasn't until Scottie came along with this point forward, mentality that Michael could go up. They could send Michael up, and now you draw the defense back. The defense was always up waiting for Michael. Now with Scottie, Michael could go down, draw the defense, and now Scottie could bring it up and be the facilitator. And that really was the turning point that changed the offense for the Bulls, when Scottie could take that role and Michael could trust him to take that role.
If I could learn how to cut angles off like Scottie, be aggressive on the defensive end of the floor like Scottie, I think that would just take my game and the team that drafts me to an entirely different level.
What about in 1997? To me, this is one of the most famous ones of all time. In the finals, Karl Malone at the free throw line. It was a Sunday. What did you say?
Well, this is the easy one. I had my brother in town. My brother was a Bulls fan. So Karl Malone is at the line of the game.
Now you said something to Karl Malone just before he shot those free throws. You guys are close friends. What did you say to him to throw him off?
I just kind of whispered in his ear that the mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday. All right, guys.
If he wants to stop you from scoring a bucket, he stop you from scoring a bucket.
I said a mailman doesn't deliver on a Sunday. He missed the foul shot. Now look at that second free throw by Karl Malone. Extremely soft touch on both of them, and keep an eye on Karl Malone backing up as he shot. And you should never do that. You got to hang in there on the free throw and follow through.
I was pretty good friends with Karl, actually, so I just walked by him and said
that the mailman doesn't deliver on Sunday.
The mailman don't deliver on Sunday. And to this day, I think that's the greatest line in basketball.
There
would never be another mailman.
Absolutely. I'm not going to argue. I just want to know, was that
my cousins are in the music industry, and so there's some things that come off the top of the head, and then there's some things that are pre-written. Was that a pre-written line?
Off the top of my head.
You went freestyle right there.
That was a big game. We
the finals.
That game. When you said it, did you know you had gotten to him right away? Not till after he bricked them.
Scottie is a catalyst, you know. I mean, he's the one guy that could go 2 for 10 and yet have a tremendous impact on the game.
When Scottie first came here, he really didn't know where he was at that time. But with inspiration from his superstar teammate, he improved by leaps and bounds.
Yeah. Scottie Pippen out with it. Pippen on the drive, left of the lane to the right.
Michael challenging Pippen, it changed the whole character of our team. It made Pippen elevate his game.
I was established. He was kind of in the back scenes of things. And when his skills started to evolve and mature and people started to expect bigger things from him.
Scottie was developing at that time by making him the director of our offense, kind of a point forward.
With the ball in Scottie's hands, the Bulls finally had all their pieces in place. Embarking on their historic championship run, they would capture 3 consecutive titles. Chicago has dominated every game. Championships. Ironically, Scottie gained the respect he had always deserved.
I'm winding down battle. Scottie by Pippen. Yes, and MJ loves it.
And when I walked away from the game for 2 years, he was exposed to what I had to deal with. And he didn't have a shield in him. But Scottie flourished individually. He became more of a mature player. And even Michael's return to the game did not diminish Scottie's newfound status.
Michael on the run. MJ running. Shovels. Pippen jam with the right hand.
With Michael and Scottie playing as equals, the Bulls will become champions once again and take their place in history as one of the greatest teams of all time.
Look. Skip the cross. Pippen the steal. Scottie saves his opponent. He runs it again.
And now, no one doubted Scottie's contributions.
I want to take my hat off to the 2 leaders on this team, Scottie and Michael.
Michael, when he came back, said, point blank, this is Scottie's team.
It's hard to take this MVP by myself. He's got to take half of it. I take the trophy, he may get the call.
Yeah, Scottie was one of my all-time favorite teammates because he's really a point guard in a 6'8", long-armed, long-limbed body, just with incredible athleticism. So to play with him made the game so much easier for me. He would always be looking for me, finding me open shots, covering up for me defensively. If I made a mistake, I knew he was always going to be there. One of the smartest, most unselfish players I was ever around, and just a champion in every way.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and here are 2 new videos that I think you may enjoy.